Welcome. We are back. Welcome, everyone. In the live stream, I did not forget all of you dog nuts. You probably were thankful, celebrating. You actually believed that I would let you go another week without a sermon. No way. No way. And if I skip a week, you're going to have material twice as long when I get around to it. Welcome. I will not let up on you deranged people. And I say that with hope that you can change. It is not all out of malice, but you people annoy me to no end. There is no end, no limit. You can never do too much. You always find some way to stoop to a new low. And I want to emphasize that your retarded mutants are worthless and you need help. That is the most important thing. You need help. And you refuse to get help. Instead, you dog nuts, you feed your illness. You entertain it. You nurture your own dysfunction. And you have to stop doing that so that we can evolve. You are holding back the entire population because there are simply too many of you who fit the description. You are out of your minds. You have social disorders. You have personality disorders. And it endangers innocent people, other citizens, and innocent, helpless members of your family, your neighbors, everyone. You contaminate our society with germs and bacteria, parasites. You make us a sicker group of people. You are, in fact, criminals that simply have not been arrested yet, have not been charged. But I'm laying out all the charges on this video, on this channel, so you will know that you are, in fact, criminals. Right? This is very important. A lot of dog lovers subscribe and they tune in to these live streams silently. They don't say anything. They just sit and listen. If they continue in their dog nuttery, they have no excuse. You have no excuse after hearing the truth. If you continue in your ways, then you deserve whatever you get for doing so. Simple as that. And what I have the most problem with is how you endanger others, endanger the helpless. You think it's funny. You think it's cute. You laugh about it. You break the law. You endanger the helpless for kicks. You won't get away with that here. You've turned this country into a huge insane asylum. You're getting away with it now. It won't last. Trust me, dog nuts. You are all on the clock. You're on the clock. These people subscribe to this channel not because they like the way I speak. They subscribe because they are intrigued by the truth, an irrefutable argument. It is intriguing to them. An irrefutable set of ideologies that questions their view of normality, questions the world as they know it. And they are intrigued by how invincible the argument is. I don't care who I debate this with. Dogs are worthless, and they should all be exterminated by all world governments. They should not be allowed in our civilizations. I can argue this with anyone. Fox News, anyone, anywhere. And nobody could refute it. That is intriguing to people. All that is the truth. It is not indicative of some superiority, some high intelligence. It is simple, basic intelligence. On top of that, it is simply immoral to continue to breed these deformed creatures. How do you expect to be taken seriously when you say that you love dogs, yet you knowingly continue to breed deformed dogs? Just think about it. Who in their right mind would say, hey, I love these things. I'm going to breed them into existence. They will have breathing difficulties. They will have physical deformities and mutations that will reduce their quality of life. And I'm going to breed them because I think they're cute. You sound like a person who is out of your mind. And that is all this dog nut culture does. Breeds mutants for their own selfish personal pleasure, to treat their mental illnesses, even at the expense of public safety. Me personally, I value my love, my personal love and affection. I value my money. I value my energy far too much to waste it on a worthless mutt. I don't understand how anyone could be content with wasting so much energy, emotions, and resources on something that will not use it to any type of benefit whatsoever. Not for itself, not for its offspring. These qualities among humans get passed down to our offspring. And it helps to create a stronger future. And you waste it on a worthless mutt that doesn't even understand any of it. That is a true representation of human regression. You are on the clock in regard to holding us back from evolving. And I'm going to stay on your neck. I'm going to stay on your neck. But what I have the most problem with is this. Behind closed doors, go ahead and endanger yourself. But you don't have the right to endanger the helpless. That is the biggest crime that you dog nuts make. Now, I was inspired to talk about this. Some of you may have read this story. Police investigate after dog attacks, kills infant sleeping with parents. Right? I know some of you have read this already. The parents were in the bed sleep, allegedly. They were disturbed by a lot of movement, and the father woke up to find his mutilated infant. Now that may be true. That may have been exactly what happened. But I question some of these stories. I've told you this before. Because you never hear parents say, well, I brought the dog in to meet my baby and the dog mauled the baby. You never hear them say that. It's always, oh, I left the baby for 5 minutes. Oh, I was asleep. Oh, I fell asleep. Yet we know for a fact that it is a popular culture for them to engage in behavior like this. We know that. Yet we never hear them admit that after these attacks. These are criminals. They commit multiple crimes. The crime of endangerment, then the crime of trying to cover up after the child or baby is attacked. This definitely goes on. It may not apply to this particular story. It may or may not. But this definitely happens. You try to protect the mutt and yourself. And you say, oh, well, I fell asleep. Oh, I just left the baby or child alone for a few seconds and the dog attacked her. You come up with all these other excuses. But this is a culture among you deranged dog nuts. This is infuriating. You think this is funny. You think this is cute, some type of Kodak moment. You want to get a bunch of likes on social media from other mentally disturbed, mentally ill dog nuts. You're on the clock. Sick criminal behavior like this is always on the clock. Always. Now there are several, as you all know, several websites, several sources where experts, people experts, dog behaviorists, veterinarians, etc., tell you never leave children alone with dogs. Children or babies. Never do it. Right? Yet, over here, what do you see? These ads are everywhere. They even pop up on websites and articles that tell you to never do this. This is a culture among these people that even experts are forced to acknowledge. And there are several, numerous, too many to name. Never leave dogs, young children, alone together. Many of you remember this one. I've referenced to this several times. This is a pretty good article. He's even a dog lover himself. And he says, never trust a dog with a child. He's a veterinarian. Again, you know, some of these people, they value their profession enough to at least admit that. And what do you see? Someone sent me this through my email. A new, I don't know if it's new, but it is one of those Target commercials This was unbelievable. I don't know how many people have seen this. Even though you have all these experts, experts telling you to never do this, these arrogant criminals make commercials like this. So this one, now this is a terrier. This is a pit bull type mutt, a bully breed. The most dangerous dogs out there. And this woman, for no reason, brings over a baby. Remember what I mentioned, child sacrifice. It's a child sacrificial cult. My biggest problem with this dog cult is this. This woman, for no reason, brings over a baby. And then she leaves the baby. Look, this is her leg right here. They want to advertise a year of registry benefits. What does this have to do with any of that? Yeah, it's for babies. Why would you advertise it like this? That's why I wrote criminals. Look, left the baby, and she completely leaves the picture. How sinister? How sinister is that? Encouraging people within their cult to do exactly what the experts tell you not to do. How sinister is that? Tell me this is not something from the Dark Ages. Right? Again, this is a crime even according to reckless endangerment laws. I've gone over them. Do your own research. This is a crime. Right? I'm on to you. You're not going to get away with anything on this channel. And it is very sickening that there are not more people calling this type of stuff out. Primarily the experts themselves. Where are they? The same people who wrote in these articles, who made these statements that were later quoted by these media outlets. Yes, that dog looks at that baby as food. And that's basically what that woman did. Sort of, hinted to the dog, hey, here's some food. Here, enjoy. This is a dog, a predator, a mutated predator at that. Isn't it common sense to assume that that mutt might assume that you are giving it live food? These are the types of things these people do behind closed doors. And then when the child gets attacked, they want to say, oh, I just left the room for 5 minutes. No, you did something like this. This is what you did. Some of you. I won't say all of you. These mutts, they've even been caught on camera attacking kids and babies after the parent leaves, and attacking other dogs, other weak dogs, anything that they perceive as weak. Yes, they will attack once the alpha, the owner, leaves the room. But some of you were doing something just like this. You may not get caught by the police. You're caught here on this channel. You know who you are. And again, if you continue in this type of lifestyle, after you visit this channel, listen to these videos, you have no excuse. You're guilty, and you are just fine with continuing to endanger the helpless. Now, a little less extreme is the fact that these dog nuts have social anxiety disorders. You know, this plays a role in citizens like us being endangered, being terrorized in our communities, right? Because these people suffer from these illnesses, they end up getting a worthless mutt and changing the entire atmosphere of the community. And like I said in the title, you people need to seek help, real help, and stop nurturing your dysfunction. An intense, persistent fear of being watched and judged by others. I mean, a fear of being judged by others. Feel symptoms of anxiety or fear in certain or all social situations, such as meeting new people, dating, being on a job interview, answering a question in class, or having to talk to a cashier in a store. Hell, basically any type of social interaction. These people get feelings of anxiety. Doing everyday things in front of people, such as eating or drinking in front of others, or using a public restroom, also causes anxiety or fear. Person is afraid that he or she will be humiliated, judged, and rejected. Does that not sound like these dog nuts who make meme after meme after meme about how dogs don't judge? Don't they? Non-stop. This is what they're talking about. The fear that people with social anxiety disorders have in social situations is so strong that they feel it is beyond their ability to control. Now, with feelings like this, if you get some type of treatment or something that relieves you of these feelings, it's going to be like a drug to you. And that is these worthless mutants. As a result, it gets in the way of going to work, attending school, or doing everyday things. People with social anxiety disorder may worry about things and other things for weeks before they happen. Sometimes they even end up staying away from places or events where they think they might have to do something that will embarrass them. That is these dog nuts. Some people with the disorder do not have anxiety in social situations, but have performance anxiety instead. They feel physical symptoms of anxiety in situations such as giving a speech, playing a sports game, or dancing, or playing a musical instrument on stage. Social anxiety disorder usually starts during your youth in people who are extremely shy. It is not uncommon. Research suggests that about 7% of Americans are affected. People, I don't believe that. I believe that's much higher. I believe it's much higher. I believe it's over 50% of the United States population suffer from this to some degree. Right? At what degree do you consider a person affected? You know, many people can relate to these feelings in some situations. There's obviously no culture in place to reduce or eliminate social anxiety. So people are born and it's just perpetuated. It's nurtured throughout our life. But no question, that is why these people create hundreds, and I'm going to say hundreds, maybe even thousands, of these goofy, retarded memes about how dogs don't judge. Dogs don't judge. And I want to say to all you dog nuts, you value your dog because it doesn't judge you. But you understand it can't judge you. It couldn't judge you even if it wanted to. So that makes the fact that it doesn't judge you irrelevant. It's meaningless. Well, a rock doesn't judge you either. Are you going to be friends with a rock and boast about how it doesn't judge you? You can if you want to expose your own mental illness. And that is what all of you dog nuts have. And it's far more than 7% of you who say and have said at some point that your mutt doesn't judge you. They say what, 65% of the United States of American people have dogs, are dog nuts. I would say over 90% of you have at some point appreciated the fact that that stupid, brainless mutt can't judge you. Don't lie. I know you have. Look at how many of you make these stupid memes. Not only that, you share them in these stupid dog nuttery groups, and they get thousands upon thousands of shares and likes and comments. You jump all over stuff like this and you know it. You have issues and you refuse to get help. I know many of you have seen these stupid articles where they make a long list of reasons why dogs are better than humans. This one lists 20. It is on PuppyTube, some stupid dog nut website. And I added this, social anxiety disorder. I wanted to stay front and center. Now, what's the first thing they list? They don't judge. You can show up looking a mess and your dog will love you. There's so many mistakes. It's like, where do you start? Not only can they not judge, they cannot love. These are facts. It is impossible for dogs. Dogs don't feel love. They don't experience love. That is a human emotion. And even in humans, it fairly recently entered our vocabulary. It was around the late 1800s. Through poems. Right? But they think the dog loves them. They want to feel special. They're narcissists. They want to feel loved. They have social anxiety disorder. The dog is too dumb to judge them. So being around the dog makes them feel good. It's not a rock. It's closer to a human than a rock. It has 2 eyes, 1 nose, 1 mouth, teeth, so on and so forth. So it gives them the sense that they're dealing with a human who doesn't judge them. That's why they force so many human characteristics onto the dog. That's why they anthropomorphize the mutt. They want it to be a human. They don't appreciate dogs as dogs, right? They have to see it as a type of human, just a different type of human with fur. So now they feel accepted by humans, right? And they're doing it behind this facade through a mutt. And of course, they will always bring up these ridiculous reasons, right? Says that dogs are smart. No, dogs are not smart. Dogs are highly intelligent. No, they're not. They're happier. Listen to how goofy and ridiculous these reasons are. They're happier? What are you talking about? How would you know if a dog is happy or not? How would you know that? How can you distinguish happiness from food obsession? When they wiggle around like a worm or fish out of water when you walk through the door, you think it's happy. No, it's excited. It wants to eat. It's food time. Your presence signals food in the dog's brain. You are one step closer to it eating. That's why it gets excited. Nothing to do with you. It has no concept, no understanding of your personality whatsoever. In fact, the fact that they can't judge, how is that a good thing? Wouldn't it be a good thing if they could judge character? That way they would not entertain the presence of, say, a killer or a serial rapist, right? An Adolf Hitler. Then maybe the dogs would be like, hey, you know what? Since I can judge character, let me get away from these bad people. No, dogs love, if you want to use that word, the worst people in the world. Because it has nothing to do with love. Only food. As long as you feed it, it will wiggle around and get excited when you come home, when you walk through the door. To call these things happy is an error from this seat. And they even brought this up. This was mind-blowing. Said they're rich. Did you know that more dogs are a part of their owners' wills than people? Now, I hope this is not true, but I would not be surprised if it is. As crazy as these people are. And of course, they would think that a mutt is more fun, even though they're not able to do anything but beg for food. And pretty much everything they list is a misinterpretation. That mutt simply wants to eat. It's excited. So they love to play. No, they love to beg for food. You think it's playing. Now, don't get me wrong. Sometimes dogs, after they eat, they will go out and run around and let off some steam, act crazy. I think that's just a result of the fact that they have a mutated brain. No doubt their neurological system is all jacked up, misfiring. That's why they have more neurological problems than other animals. More brain problems, tumors, physical problems, problems with their organs, more cancers. You think it's happy, you think it loves to play. No, it's just flipping out because it's a mutant. Has no self-control, no composure. Absolutely worthless. But you think the world of these things. And they get very stupid. They always have time. What choice would a captive mutt have? What's it going to do? Go home? Walk out of your home? Leave you hanging? Says your dog is not going to tell you later or not now. What choice does it have? You see how ridiculous these dog nuts sound. People, it's because we're dealing with people with mental illnesses. Doesn't it sound like it? We've let this go on too long. Now we have a country full of people. This is a huge insane asylum, essentially. And they go all over the internet revealing how disturbed they are. And we just overlook it. No, not on this channel. Not on this channel. We have you under a microscope here. And you need to hear this and you need to get help. What is this? They know the value of a nap. What are you talking about? These people are completely insane. They're calming. No, I've gone over that. Right? They said that dogs are calming. No, they're not. Are dogs themselves calm? No, they're not. They are the most fidgety, hyperactive creatures on the planet. On the planet. How could something like that be calming? These people make absolutely no sense. It's like no matter what they say, it is something completely bizarre and absurd. Dogs are calming, huh? All that barking, is that really calming? Invading your personal space, violating your person, running up on you, sticking their nasty, ugly, stinking nose in your face, sniffing all over you. That's calming? What are you talking about? Maybe after you tranquilize that stupid mutt and it falls asleep. You can't even make sense out of this. You can't even help these people make sense out of this. But as I said before, these people rub on dogs. And of course, when a human rubs on anything and decides to show anything, living or not, decides to show it affection, that person is going to experience a calming effect inside of them. It has nothing to do with the dog. And these are the reasons why they value dogs. You know, when you ask dogs, what value do dogs have? They will go over all of this ridiculousness. And none of it is valid. None of it. And as a result, they prove that dogs have no worth. They're worthless. Their lives are absolutely worthless. They prop these creatures up and project them as if they are angels, saviors to mankind, like they're so valuable. No, they're not. They could all drop dead today. Humans would not be affected in a negative way whatsoever. The only effect it would have would be positive. Hell, now millions of people are not being bitten, mutilated. Now we suddenly have clean water. It's quieter. Now it is calming. No more barking. Now it's calming without the dogs. Almost everything these people bring up is backwards. It's like they reversed reality. Take everything they say and reverse it. Usually you have the truth. Listen, they're always there for you. Again, what choice do they have? You hold it captive in your home. Where else is it going to be when you come home from work? What are you talking about? These people are absolutely nuts. They cannot prove, cannot establish any reason for dogs being valuable. Right? I've gone over how many. They have not done it yet. All of this is babble. They're always there for you. What do you? No, you're talking about your own imagination. That dog is there for you just as much as your pillow is there for you. Talk to the pillow. Rub the pillow. You get the same benefits. That mutt is about as smart as your pillow. What's that last one? They always answer when you call. What? Again, right? You figure this out. Draw your own conclusions with this. What do you mean that they're always there when you call? What choice does the mutt have? And what are you saying, that humans don't answer? It says, when I call my mom, I'm always sent to voicemail. Goodness gracious. Do you call the dog on a cell phone? I can't entertain some of this nonsense. They don't spend all day on their phones. Well, they can't. And how is all this a good thing? Isn't it a good thing that humans can use phones? What? Isn't it a good thing that they are talking to humans? Something you need to do more often. You don't know who they're talking to. They could be talking to their mother, their husband, wife. How can you imply that that's a bad thing? What is wrong with these people? It is absolutely ridiculous. Everything they say is ridiculous. They'll never tag you in unflattering social media photo. People, they are good teachers. People, I'm not going to entertain that stupidity. These people are out of their minds. And these dog nuts, they eat this stuff right up. They share it on the stupid Facebook groups, and they just salivate over it themselves. Yes, very wishful thinking. It's all wishful thinking. They wish the dog was human, and they wish they were saying all these things about a human who loved them and accepted them and would not judge them. These are people basically revealing to you that they have some serious mental issues. This is really them crying out for help to you. Right? You're under a microscope, dog nuts, on this channel. It's not going to stop. What type of reason is this? They know things. What? Look, they love unconditionally. Even our kids love us conditionally as time goes on. People, isn't it a good thing to love conditionally? Like if I decide to punch you in the face 3 times a day, don't you have a right not to love me? Wouldn't it make sense for you to leave me? Shouldn't you put conditions on love? Doesn't that make sense? That's a good thing, right? Again, a stupid mutt would love a rapist, a pedophile, child killer. You think that's a good thing? That they don't put conditions on the people they serve and protect? Wouldn't it be better if dogs could judge character and decide to eat people or attack people who are actually bad people? Wouldn't it be good if a dog knew the bad people from the good people and protected the good people by only attacking bad people? These people make absolutely no sense. They put no thought. And even if they tried to put thought into some of this stuff, I don't think they could make sense, because you cannot justify the presence of lethal predators in our society. Anything you come up with trying to justify its presence is going to sound ridiculous. That is why everything I've read sounds ridiculous. You cannot get around the fact that it is illogical, unacceptable to accept lethal predators in our society, especially in the way that dogs are accepted in ours, treated like family members, brought into the home, where you have sick, deranged people laying babies down in front of them, constantly, non-stop, laying their babies on these things. It's bad enough if you simply bring the dogs into the home. No, these sick, disgusting people go a lot further than that. They're friendly. Dogs aren't worried about who you are, as long as they know you are a good person. Here you go again. As many bad people with dogs as there are in the world, what are you talking about? Many of you heard about that story recently where this guy sicked his pit bulls on some other guy, on his girlfriend's ex-boyfriend who came over. And now this guy is about to go to prison. Right? Pit bulls. The choice of thugs and hoodlums. These skinheads. Every type of degenerate person you can think of in society. They prefer pit bulls. These dogs cannot judge character. They do not judge character. So they can't be friendly. They can't love at all. They don't have any understanding of putting conditions on anything. We're talking about inferior creatures that are beneath us, that we should not have relationships with. You want to have a human-like relationship with creatures that are far beneath us, that are beneath even other animals of the world. Right? The most disturbing thing about that is that you're not embarrassed about it. None of you. You think it's cute to be a degenerate, to be an idiot, to embarrass your very existence. They even had the nerve to say that dogs promote a healthy lifestyle. Yes, there's nowhere that a dog nut won't go. They'll take it anywhere. They help you live longer. These people are out of their minds. But like I said, they have social anxiety disorders. Many of them. Not all of them. Many of them. But they all have something. There's a mental illness with all of them. They even acknowledge it. bridgestorecovery.com, I believe this website is. How an emotional support dog can help in social anxiety disorder treatment and beyond. All right, they're giving you doctor's advice on this website. Social anxiety disorder. On that site, if you experience social anxiety disorder, an emotional support dog may be of significant benefit to your stress levels, motivation, and experiences of love and care. Let me stop there. No, it will not. It will only keep those problems alive. Yeah, they may not feel stress They may not feel judged around a mutt, but as soon as they go back around humans, here you go again. Right? Here comes that feeling that I hate so much, because you're not treating it by dealing and interacting with a stupid, brainless, worthless mutt. Because it cannot communicate with you. It is not human. You're not treating anything. I wouldn't even call this a Band-Aid type treatment. Look at it. Emotional support dogs can offer non-judgmental support. Non-judgmental support as you challenge yourself to take responsibility for their care and well-being. Dogs naturally inspire conversation among strangers, and they provide constant companionship and support in these challenging interactions. In other words, the dog can take the attention off of you. Question is, why are you afraid of someone paying attention to you? Right? Let's pay attention to the dogs. Let's gawk over these mutts. Don't look at me. Right? Don't talk to me. Don't pay attention to me, because you're going to see something that you don't like, and I'm going to feel judged, and I'm going to feel insecure. That's what you need to deal with. You don't need no stupid mutt to continue your illness. It keeps it alive. It nurtures it. Hell, it reinforces it. Because the dog is not human, so you're not getting any real practice. Again, if you listen to this channel, you listen to these videos, and you continue in your ways, you have no excuse. As simple as that. Now, many of these other dog nuts, they're narcissists. The pursuit of gratification from vanity or egotistic admiration of one's idealized self-image and attributes. Yeah, these people, they want to feel special, right? They want to be the center of attention. What better way to feel like that than to have a food-obsessed mutant that associates your presence with food in your home? So that when you walk through the door, it starts wiggling and jumping and running towards you, jumping all up at you, licking on you, begging for food. Well, now you can interpret that as attention, as admiration. We have not covered anything that proves that your dog has value or worth yet. And we've covered everything. These mutants are absolutely worthless. They are the only creatures on this planet whose lives have no meaning, no value, no benefit whatsoever. Birds and the bees help pollinate the plants that we eat. If they disappear, humans would feel the effect, a negative effect. You see, when other creatures perish, humans hurt just a little bit. But when dogs perish, we flourish. So it's even deeper than these mutts being worthless and not being of any value. They are a hindrance. They contaminate our drinking water. They make us a sicker group of people. And they attack millions upon millions every year. Half of all of those victims are children. But you're so obsessed with fulfilling and nurturing these mental disorders, you're willing to continue in your ways. Now, some of these other dog nuts are control freaks. They just get off on this feeling of power and control over another living thing. An obsessive need to exercise control over themselves and others, and to take command of any situation. A lot of these dog nuts, you work with them and you notice that they try to take control over every conversation, every type of social interaction. They have to be the center of it. They have to tell everybody the real truth. Listen to me. Believe what I say. It's these dog nuts. Every type of dog nut. They all got some type of disorder that they refuse to address. They are terrified, afraid of being judged. And if not, they're control freaks. If not, they need to feel worship. If not, they're trying to compensate for a feeling of inadequacy or a lack of masculinity. That is these little skinny punks who go out and get a mutt. Now all of a sudden they feel brave enough to walk down the street. They can't walk down the street without the dog because they're a little scared. Right? They're a little skinny. They don't feel protected. They need a muscular mutt with them. And these people endanger all of us, and they are a menace to society. They are criminals in several different ways. The most disgusting way being that of child endangerment. Virtually all of them bring their babies around these mutts. They get off on the danger. If these were rabbits, they wouldn't gawk over the image so much. If it is truly a harmless animal, it doesn't have the same effect in the minds of these people, these sick people. They get off on images like this because of how deadly dogs are. And they figure, well, if this deadly creature doesn't attack the baby, that makes this all the more of a loving visual. Oh, look, the dog could eat the baby anytime it wants, but it chooses not to. Wow, that is love. That is a love more powerful than a rabbit baby love would be, right? A harmless animal, no, they love it. They get off on this. They get off on knowing that all it takes is one snap, one mistake, one loud noise, and that's your baby. And this happens. It happens, and these sick people lie, claim that they just left the baby for 5 minutes. They fell asleep and they were awakened by a loud noise. Yeah. Again, that may happen sometimes. I don't know for a fact, many of you lie. You create an additional crime. So you wage war on humans, even though humans facilitate the comfort of your existence. Without humans, you would not have anything that you have in sight right now. right? You watching this video from a computer, right? Without humans, that computer wouldn't be there. Nothing in your home would be there. The home itself would not be there. Matter of fact, you would not have any clothes on your back. You'd be butt naked outside without humans. You better get on your hands and knees and thank humans for their very existence. That's what you need to do. Because you can't say that about dogs. They give us nothing, contribute nothing to our existence. They are simply a waste of resources, time, energy, and emotions that we could use on each other. And this crusade will not stop until that happens. This sick culture of projecting dogs as innocent kids or babies is going to stop. Because the more you do that, the more you create opportunities for the dogs to attack them. You're going to stop that. There are certain aspects of your little stupid cult that's sickening, dangerous, and criminal. It's more extreme than other aspects of it. That is one aspect that's going to stop. You're going to stop this sick behavior right here. You really think, do you really think the message you hear on this channel is not going to spread? Do you really believe that? And this is early in our development. 10 years from now, you're going to have several channels like this one. You're going to hear several people more popular than me, far more. You're going to have to deal with this truth. All you have to do is the right thing. You know what the right thing is. Stop endangering people. Stop endangering the helpless. Get help. Interact with people. Right? Be a responsible adult. Stop getting off on risking the life of the helpless. You know, I question normality here. Normality is a social creation, but it is not always based on facts, on morality or logic. This dog nut culture in your mind is normal. I'm telling you, it is not based on facts, morality, or logic. It is inhumane and it is criminal. Yes, and it's very weird. So I want to thank everyone who joined the stream. We will continue with this merciless crusade against these worthless mutts and their enabling owners.